Hi everyone. I'd like to discuss a very specific topic with you, namely that of Tupperware. This is not the real stuff, by the way. We can't afford the real stuff, so we have a fake here. What is interesting about the Tupperware is actually a lot. A lot is interesting about Tupperware, but more about that later. What is interesting for social influence is that it has a very specific sales strategy surrounding it, the Tupperware party. And that incorporates a lot of the social influence techniques. So that was for me a starting point. The other starting point why I was interested in Tupperware is that we have a lot of it at home, and I mean a lot. Lisa once bought a whole series of them, the fake stuff, to store not food in, but Lego. And so she did that, took 3 nights, I think, had them all separated by color and by function, and it was a beautiful sight. They were neatly stored until the moment that the boys played with them. The whole concept was basically lost on them. The whole concept of cleaning is lost on them. I think Lisa tried once more, but at that point she decided they were good to use them for food. You can pack any kind of food, seriously. If I want to take a grape to work, there is this small cute container that is just big enough to put the grape in and lock it up, seal it, bring it to out. Okay, sorry, enough about the container in itself. Tupperware is the story of 2 people, Earl Tupper and Brownie Wise. Earl Tupper was the inventor of Tupperware. He was always looking for solutions for everyday problems, and he experimented a lot with plastic. However, during World War II, the material to make plastics became more scarce. So he's searching, and then he found what was basically a byproduct. That was this ugly piece of plastic with a brownish color, and it was being used to coat radar installations to make them more durable, and he could get it very cheaply. He acquired it and started experimenting with it, and what he made was this bowl and a lid to place on the bowl. Now, what made the product unique was that it was flexible. So the bowl was, if you dropped it, it bounced right up. It didn't chip, it didn't break. And the other thing in combination with the lid, that it produced an airtight seal, which made it ideal to store your leftovers in. Now, Earl saw the potential of this product right away. So what he did was he distributed it to all kinds of shops and put it on shelves everywhere. And he thought it was gonna fly out of the store, but it did not. The story goes that people didn't understand the product. It was a flimsy bowl, and it was super hard to get the lid on. They didn't understand it, therefore they didn't buy it. There was, however, one person, actually a group of people, that saw, like Earl, the potential of the product, and that were door-to-door salesmen. And one of them being Brownie Wise. Why it was an ideal product for them was because they could bring it to the homes of people and demonstrate it. And she at one point convinced Earl to pull the product from all the stores and totally rely on this strategy where the product is being sold at the home of the customer. What did this strategy that Brownie Wise perfected for Tupperware look like? It all revolves around the consultant. The consultant acquires a basic setup from Tupperware in which it had various bowls and products for, I think it was a sum of $35, which was a steep amount of money in that time. And that was her basic kit. And then she tried to get hostesses. So these were people that opened up their home to parties in which they invited neighbors, in which they invited friends into their home, and then the consultant would explain the products during these sessions. Now, the host who opened up the home would get free products for every product that was being sold during these Tupperware parties, and we got free presents anyway. And the consultant, of course, received money for all the products being sold, but also for every target that you made. Tupperware gave you, even cars were given, or trips. There's this famous story of a trip to Paris for the top sellers. So why was this so successful? Well, first, like I explained before, the product was ideal to be demonstrated in a session in which you actually see the product in use. That is so much more explanatory. It was successful, of course, because people felt inclined to actually buy the product in these sessions because it helped their friend, the hostess. But the other thing is, it was successful also because they were able to get a lot of these consultants. It fit very, very well with women during that time. You must imagine that a lot of women worked during World War II in factories because all the men were sent abroad. And then when they all returned, these women were expected to take back the place in the household. Well, they felt the freedom of working out and earning money. So that was something that they missed. And Tupperware offered that opportunity in which they could work and actually earn quite a lot of money. But it also, because it was set up around the household, it didn't feel at that time as a threat to men that women were out working, because Tupperware solely framed it as women in admiration of the household culture. Brownie Wise was very successful in this way. She became quite a legend and also very much a role model for all the other consultants. So at one point she even wrote a book about it. And this may have started also the end of Brownie Wise. So a lot of the fame came to Brownie Wise, and the story goes that Earl Tupper at one point saw Brownie Wise a bit as a threat, and because he was recognized almost as the sole force behind Tupperware. She was fired basically from the organization itself. She didn't have a strong contract, so she didn't earn a lot of money after. And she became nearly invisible after that, which was very much a shame. So the only thing that's left over apart from Tupperware is this story. A woman who built this huge $1 million enterprise and then lost it all. Tupperware.